am I to do? He really ought to have returned by now. Mayhap 'tis time I went looking for him. But that place puts my hairs on end.
Oh, there's something written here.
It couldn't hurt to take a peek.
What am I to do? He really ought to have returned by now. Mayhap 'tis time I went looking for him. That place puts my hairs on end. Is that you, Norbert? Oh, fie. I got my hopes up for naught. Wait, listen. Would you be willing to search for my brother? The brave fool said he was going to look for herbs and went off into the forest. I'd go and search for him myself, only... I'm not afraid of monsters, but 'twould hardly help anything if I were to run in there unprepared. So I thought, mayhap you'd go in my place. Please, sir. I worry for my brother. Many thanks. Right. As for where I think he's gone, go into the forest and turn when you reach the tree with the bird's nest, keeping the cliff to your right. Ah, this won't work, will it? I could see the route in my mind's eye, but my feet know it better than I do. I don't think I could plot it on a map, and 'tis but my brother and I are the only ones who use that path to my knowledge. I suppose there's only one thing for it. I'll have to show you the way. Just be alert. The monsters of the forest have changed since the dragon's attack. I'll need you to watch over me, keep me safe. You will, won't you? Right. In we go, then. My life's in your hands, friend.
We have been called upon to render aid. Let us make haste.
Wish I didn't have to work to earn my bread.
Mayhap you should speak with Sir Leonard before we depart. Methinks you'll find...
Ingredients are plentiful hereabouts.
I'd say we collect as much as we can carry.
If your pack grows over full, simply ask me to sell off your surplus items. I'll have the gold for you in a trice.
Come to think of it, the private quarters of one arisen I served had many a visitor, and rarely the same one.
I'll be sure to keep that in mind.
Seems naught ever goes right. This is a good spot. Let's stop here a moment. I've camped here with my brother many a time. No doubt he caught his breath here.
Our adventure continues.
Off we go then.
Ready to forge on?
Follow me. We ought press on, lest aught befall my brother.
I never thought I'd say this, but we've become inseparable.
Would that we could continue our journey together forevermore. But a time may come when we must part.
I would have preferred not to have to fight so soon, but at least I know I am up to the challenge.
Try not to get hit, lest all that vim go to waste. Masterfully done.
Just think what we could achieve if we honed our talents further.
Can anyone hear me?
Are you hurt?
No sense letting the enemy gain the upper hand. The early griffin gets the worm, as they say.
I knew you would prevail, Master.
Would seem I've some catching up to do.
A resounding success!
I thought I was done for.
Aye, it was a near thing. How are you
I think I'll be all right. But if you hadn't come for...
Save your thanks, Norbert. I'm your brother.
From where I'm standing, all that matters is that you made it in time. Anyway, I'm eager to be rid of this place. The sooner the better. I've got to deliver these medicinal herbs to the...
Aye, you'll hear no complaints from me.
We ought to avoid combat if we can. Our priority is to see our charge delivered safely.
What is that? A tower? Nay. A statue?
From this distance, I cannot be sure. We shall have to make our way over to it.
Master, my heart knows no greater peace than when I am by your side.
Look, Master, a treasure chest. We shall have to find a way to reach it.
This is my sort of place. The more the merrier.
Ah, a material. Useful things, these.
Different combinations of materials result in different creations.
Back at last.
Aye, I'm exhausted, but I can rest.
Good on you. Just take care, or... You wonder why I don't follow him? So long as he stays away from that forest. When my brother told me he was going to fetch those herbs, I refused to join him. Said it was too dangerous, and I was right. But mayhap none of this would have happened had I only gone with him. My brother is always the one taking the initiative. Why, but today's misadventure showed me that the path forward is the one with fewer regrets. Even when you can't be sure where it leads. We managed to save Norbert. And perhaps that's... Still, I can't help but wonder if I couldn't have spared him some of the pain and fear he suffered. If I'd only steeled myself sooner. So from now on, I'm going to trust in my own instincts. There again will I let...
Sir Ian was rather hard on himself, methinks. He saved his brother just as much as we did.
I've a selection of wares that's sure... To please. Pleasure doing business with.
No purchases to be made today, I see. I just hope the shopkeep understands.
Browsing was enough to scratch the itch, in my case.
What to make of this?
There's a ladder here.
After you, Arisen.
There are useful ingredients to be gathered here, I'll wager.
We could pick some now and use them when the need arises.
I am attentive and loyal, and prefer to remain by your side. In battle, I shall follow your lead and prioritize support. I hope my magic served you well.
Do forgive me, Master, but I've not learned anything useful of late. "'Tis not brawn and might that win the day, but deft fingers.
Should you wish to pick your foes off from afar, you need look no further than an archer such as I. You are wise indeed to have sought my aid. Shall we discuss tactics now or later?
My talents lie in combining materials, and I'll use those in my possession to craft things for you in my spare time. Are you fit to travel? Then let's not dawdle.
Well met. You're the one who saved Ulrika's life, aren't you? She told me all about it. It was a very brave thing you did. I'm in your debt. Ulrika's as good as my daughter. Here, consider this a small token of my gratitude. Now, tell me, Are you registered with a guild? Perhaps you already know this, but registering with a guild will grant you access to specialized training. Well now, that won't do. You need only speak with the innkeeper to register. Go on, 'twill only take a moment. If there is aught you wish to know of vocations, mayhap I can advise you. 'Tis a vocation for those who seek to master the mystical arts. However, the more powerful the spell, the longer. Thus, a mage is unlikely to last long on the field of battle without allies to protect. Should you dedicate yourself to a vocation, you will find that new paths to master will open up. Try them as you like. Tis a vocation for those. I am a fighter myself, and should there come a time, naturally 'tis a vocation. At close range, however, a bow is nary more useful than. 'Tis a vocation for those who. Thieves favor light armor. Their talents depend upon their finesse and ability to compensate for the length. Very well. There is no wrong choice in any case. But I shan't take up any more of your time.
I'm fine fettled today. Here at the inn, we also offer changes of vocation for. I get so few customers, you see, that I can manage both roles myself. But enough about me. Did you need something? Do come again.
A common reward, frustratingly so.
We'll find a use for it, I'm sure.
So this is where you've been. Come with me to the village entrance. The Watchhead's waiting for you.
We may benefit from pursuing the information.
Ah, you've returned. Good timing, too. I have questions for you. First and foremost, will you accompany me to the capital? My thanks. Are you ready to depart, or do you need some time to prepare? Good. Then let us be on our way.
Is this place bereft of beasts and brigands both?
I'll take the peace and quiet over a horde of enemies any day. Tis a glad thing we rested.
We must not let down our guard. Well fought, Arisen.
Keep on like that and we'll be done here soon enough.
I say it. We trounced our foe well and true.
No doubt, this triumph will spur us into the next.
That was superb, Arisen.
The Arisen is the lawful ruler of Vermund. So it has always been. To claim the title is to claim the throne, yet not all claims. Our kingdom sees many pretenders. They are not dealt with the title. They're still
well done.
out for a lead. This obstacle shan't get the better of us. There must be a way to remove it. I'm poised to strike. Just say the word. I expect you'll be wanting my assistance. Ingredients are plentiful hereabouts.
Shall we see if there's aught to be found while we're here? An impressive view. We can infer much of the lay of the land from here.
Perhaps we might take a moment to savor the sea.
Right you are. Really now? You mustn't shirk your duty, lest you forget 'tis the Arisen we serve here.
I'm well aware of that, thank you. This is rather thrilling.
I've a knack for gathering items, and am ever on the hunt for new finds. I'll gladly try out any useful mechanisms I espy.
'Tis about time we pressed on, wouldn't you say, Master?
I'd wager there's aught to be found here.
Let us ponder how best to proceed.
Mayhap this ladder is here for a reason. A profitable...
Goblins, master!
I suppose I'll handle this.
Efficiency at its best.
Our combined might is beyond any foe.
Oh, well spotted. I'm sure my master would be astonished to learn this is here.
Hold here a moment. I shall bid them open the gate.
Who's that you've brought with you, Watchhead, sir?
An Arisen, by all appearances.
An Arisen? Another pretender, you mean? I see the Sovereign's ascension has done—
'Tis uncertain. This one commands the loyalty of the—
What? Impossible. You know as well as I do that there can be but one Arisen.
I'm well aware of how preposterous the idea is, thank you. However, as I do not believe it my place to rule on such a matter, I would make my— If the claim is false, we will be rewarded handsomely for our trouble. If the claim is true... All's been arranged. Come, let us pass through the gate.
You're welcome to take whatever you like from my pack, Master. I'd gladly see you put what I find to good use.
An ox cart was meant to meet us, yet 'tis nowhere in sight. Aught may have befallen it. Best we press on.
Let me get that.
This seems a decent spot for a campsite.
Resting when and where you can is the secret to weathering a long journey.
Just yonder. Looks to be a good spot for harvesting ingredients.
I'd say we collect as much as we can carry. A good sleep does wonders.
Come. We've much to be getting on with.
Feeling rested, I trust?
Is everyone all right? More marks of the dragon's fury. Its rampage must have...
I would have preferred not to have to fight so soon, but at least I know I am up to the challenge.
Try not to get hit. Lest all that vim go to waste. Are we ignoring the enemy today?
Let us defer to the Arisen judgment.
Is that you say?
I dare say the cart shan't be traversing this. Onward! It might await us on the road ahead.
I shan't let them harm you.
If we mastered that attack, we would be invincible.
Well done!
Master, I discovered a treasure chest hereabouts during my last journey beyond the rift. Shall I guide you to it? This is generally used as a material.
I'm sure we'll find a purpose for it in due time.
What's this? We're trapped. Fie! A Cyclops! To think we'd encounter one here of all places.
Cyclops! Right, be on your guard.
Focus. A moment of indecision may spell our doom.
I think I get the idea.
Tis the simplest strategy that our foe most abhors. Knock its meat out from under it and strike air to the purpose.
I'd not dare attempt.
On my way!
I'm in your debt.
You mustn't let this stop you. It is time we make the capital to inform the people about this next coming.
You have my gratitude, sir. 'Twould seem I misjudged you. I had taken you for another force arisen, yet the value you showed in coming to our aid has dispelled such thoughts. Give it to one of the sentinels stationed at the gates to the capital, and you'll be granted an audience with Captain Brand. You're free to make your own way to the capital now. I see no need to keep you under constant watch, and I'm sure you'll breathe a little easier as well. Of course, if you'd rather continue to accompany us, you are still welcome to join us on the ox cart. Well now. The road's blocked. The cart can't get through like this. A powerful current ought to set this rock to crumbling, if we could summon one.
Look here. Water is seeping through the cracks.
Ah, here's the cart now. Do you intend to join us? Very well. Board the ox cart and we'll be off.
An ox cart ought to make our journey easier.
They can be most convenient, though they travel only during the day.
Now, what?
Might that be? We ought to take a closer look.
A fine place to harvest some ingredients.
We could pick some now and use them when the need arises.
Goblins! What rotten luck! We've need of your aid again, sir. From bad to worse.
We've got goblins!
One cannot be too careful.
It was excellent. I could have done no better.
Plenty more where that came from.
I concur.
Seems we drove them off. Vernworth isn't far from here. Will you join us the rest of the way? All right. Into the ox cart, then.
Yeah.
Ah, I'll take that. We might find a use for it.
I was informed of your coming, would-be Arisen.
Captain Brandt, this individual summoned a pawn through a rift stone. Though I admit I had my doubts at first. 'Twould seem this is no mere deceiver.
This one's not a bad sort. Saved our hides on the way here.
As decreed by the great will of our world, there can only be one Arisen. That Arisen now resides within the palace. Indeed, he is our sovereign and the rightful ruler of Vermont. It follows, therefore, that this ruffian before us is naught but a pretender. You must submit to questioning. If you value your life, you will not attempt to flee. I shall conduct the interrogation myself. Stand. I beg your forgiveness for my insolence, Your Majesty. If the Queen Regent had learned of your existence, I fear your life would have been in peril. I had no choice but to treat you as a pretender, lest my actions draw suspicion from watchful eyes. Then you have truly lost your memory? In that case, mayhap I ought to explain the situation before we proceed. You, and no other, are the sovereign. The only legitimate ruler of this kingdom. Some days passed. You confronted the dragon in the village of Melv, whereupon you became arisen. The people rejoiced, for our true liege had finally appeared, ending Vermund's long years of council rule. Yet, not all celebrated your coming. Your arrival would have robbed the Queen Regent Disa of everything. During the time of the previous consul, she acted as a queen in her own right, ruling the palace as she saw fit. And just after the consul's passing, when 'twas all but certain that her son would take his father's place, word reached the castle that the Arisen had been found. To Disa, your Majesty's very existence is naught but an obstacle to her own family's continued prosperity. The assassination of the Arisen is an impossible feat for mortal hands. Thus, Disa chose to abduct your Majesty while you recovered from your wounds, in order to rob you of your memory with a fell curse and sell you to Batal as a slave. Following that, she prepared a replacement to serve as the sovereign in your stead, a mere puppet. However, with your Majesty returned, I have no intention of twiddling my thumbs as Disa plays her games. I shall devise some plans to further our cause. Pray, visit me a night in the tavern that we might discuss them. This one's cleared of all suspicion and has my permission to remain in the capital. You are to trouble the good sir no further. Are we clear? Do not forget that we work to serve the citizenry.
Pray forgive me, I'm in a bit of a hurry.
Consign it! Get back here! You there! Did you see an urchin in a cap run past just now? Can you tell me which way he went? Many thanks. I'll catch that wretch yet.
You're a kind one, aren't you? 'Twould seem I am in your debt. In fact, there's aught I would ask of you if you've the time.
Aha!
Oh, apologies, but our chat will have to wait.
This is quite a quandary. I'll make a living if I get myself into it. Greetings.
You're in trouble now.
There's a ladder here.
Perhaps new discoveries await us above.
This really is fun, isn't it? This part's a bit different as well.
I've all manner of arms for sale. Come, have yourself a look.
Our packs are heavier, and our purses far lighter.
These were necessary expenses, mind. No use clinging to every last coin. I've heard some interesting tidings about town.